Is that false advertising? It's not like putting a concealer on top of your lids. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. Hi guys, welcome to Emmarie Lane, where my goal is to find you the best beauty products for the best prices. And today we're going to be battling the new NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow and Eyeliner Primer against the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. Now, the reason I wanted to compare these two is because this one's just like a good eyeshadow primer, like it just makes your eyeshadow last longer. This one, if you look at the examples that they use in the advertisements for the Ultimate one, it's super dramatic. It's like, this is what your eyeshadow normally looks like, but with this, it's like a whole different eyeshadow. And I'm like, wow, is that false advertising? Are they being dramatic, or is this really that amazing? So that's what we're gonna find out today. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have a palette. It's just a random palette that I have. It's called the Think Happy palette by Canopy Cosmetics. But the reason I wanted to try it with these eyeshadows is because it's like a decent palette. Like the shadows show up pretty well, but like with this specific palette, I prefer to have like a white base to make sure the colors stay more vibrant. So we'll be able to see how well this helps with vibrancy as well as longevity. So I'm just gonna slap on the NYX Proof It primer real fast. Let that sit for a second. So just to give you an idea, this is like a pretty basic eyeshadow primer according to Target's website. It has 4.5 stars with over 200 reviews. Obviously, it makes your makeup waterproof because it's in the title, more durable, increase the eyeshadow wear. You never have to worry about your makeup smudging, creasing, or transferring. And it's $6.99. Like, it's pretty basic, just really good. So as you can see, like, these eyeshadows aren't the worst performing ever. They're decent, but quite a few of them kind of have a hard time building up pigment, especially when you start layering them on a little bit. So I thought this was a good happy medium to try out this stuff. Okay. Oh, it does have some color to it. My hair is getting in the way. Even though it does have a little bit of a tint to it, it like isn't necessarily like covering up my veins. It's not like putting a concealer on top of your lids. It feels about the same when it comes to tackiness as the other one. Is there any directions? Let's see, directions. Okay, just want to make sure it wasn't like you need to put powder with it or anything like that. So we're gonna let this sit for a second. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. I mean, I know it's just like the base color. It helped a little bit. There's something to that. Now, according to Target's website, this primer is infused with vitamin E, increases the vibrancy of the shades, and extends the wear. It's a super creamy formula with a soft blurring effect. You can wear it alone or under eyeshadow. Okay, I feel like that is kind of brighter, and I feel like it's easier to blend. A lot of times, I have some like skips that kind of happen at the beginning of me blending things out, and I have to like work extra hard to blend them out, and I feel like that didn't happen as much. Okay. See what happens with the iridescent shades. It's available in 4 skin adapting shades. I have it in the shade Light. It also has a unique doe foot applicator that hugs your lids. It's a little more vibrant. Okay, one thing I struggled with this particular look was my little eyeshadow eyeliner that was just not showing up as well as I wanted it to. Okay, that actually is easier. I'm not being dramatic. Did I see how much it cost? It goes for $9.99. That was just one swipe to get it to look similar to what took me like 2 minutes to build up to. Okay, now wait a minute. I feel like there actually is somewhat of a difference. What? Now, is the difference as quite as dramatic as this picture? No. It kind of feels like they barely tapped the eyeshadow on the lid that like didn't have primer, had normal primer, and then like really built up the eyeshadow that has the primer they're advertising. At least with my situation of it being a little bit dramatic from what I can tell, yes, but not completely. Oh, you know what? You know what we should do? We should do a swatch test, which I know swatching isn't the exact same as putting on your lids, but maybe we can get a little better idea of how dramatic they're being. So I'm gonna get out one of my WandaVision palettes. I love the idea of these. The shadows were not that great though. I'm gonna swatch it real fast. I did Magnetic, this like gray blue shade right here, and I swatched just on my arm without any primer, and then of course one with the waterproof and one with the Ultimate. And look at this. Zoom in nice and close. None, waterproof, and Ultimate. Okay, well, like there's like something to this. There's a difference. Again, it's not exactly huge. It's not quite as dramatic as the advertisement, but there is a difference. Especially with how like patchy the Proof It is. And it's not like this is a bad eyeshadow primer at all. It's not. It's just that this is good at enhancing eyeshadow. I'm gonna clean up the edges a little bit, do the rest of my makeup. I will be right back. It's exactly noon right now. And now that everything's all put together, I really like how things are looking. As I was looking at things as I finished putting on my makeup, I noticed the side is definitely more vibrant, but not enough that if I didn't point it out, anyone would notice. But I'm gonna go about my day. I'm gonna do a check-in in natural daylighting outside halfway through the day to see how things are holding up. And then at the end of the day, we'll see how things are looking. Oh, I forgot to mention that normally with the waterproof primer, I put some powder on top because that's what it recommends. I didn't do that today because I wanted things to be on an even playing field. I will see you in just a second. Okay, it's 5:30, so it hasn't been quite 6 hours yet, but one, I am leaving and I don't know if I'll be back in time, and two, it's been raining on and off all day and I want to make sure I can film outside. So let's talk about the eyeshadow. Everything seems to be just fine. It seems like it possibly could be creasing on either side slightly. I can't tell if that's just like the folds of my eyelid or if it's kind of starting to crease. It's not enough that you would even notice it like a little bit. Everything seems just as vibrant and nice looking. There's been like no fallout in any weird way, like nothing. Like everything's holding up really nicely on the other side. I would say that maybe if I was looking really hard, there's like a little bit less of that like eyeshadow eyeliner situation towards the inner corner of my eye on this side than there is on this side. But I didn't take it all the way to my inner corner. I normally stop at like about here. So that's probably the only difference. The rest, everything's just fine. I'm very happy, very excited to see what we look like at the end of the day. So I'll see you in just a second. Okay, it is 11:57, so almost exactly 12 hours later. My makeup looks like a mess, except for my eyes. But it's because it was raining cats and dogs. When I went out right after the check-in, on our way home, it just started pouring. Like we couldn't see. It was crazy. We're fine. We're good. We're great. But when I was heading back to the house from the car, I was like, I don't want everything to get ruined. So I took my phone and went like this. My eye makeup was fine, but everything else was sacrificed. So on the waterproof side, it's starting to crack. It's starting to crease. There's like a gap where there's no eyeshadow and you can see it when I look down. But it's similar on the Ultimate side. I wouldn't say it's as bad. It's not as bad. I would also say that there is more shimmer shadow left on the Ultimate side versus the waterproof side, and it is a little bit more pigmented and vibrant. But besides that, they're still kind of similar. So is this better than my like tried and true eyeshadow primer? Yeah. Did it kind of still feel like false advertising slightly? Yes, it's good, but it's not like a miracle like they're advertising. So it's great. I would recommend it if you're interested in buying it. I don't think it's a bad purchase, but I don't think it's like the new revolutionary eyeshadow primer either. If you want to see a dupe battle for the Dr. Jart $52 color correcting foundation, you can click right here. I'll link everything I talked about in the description box below. Some of those links are affiliate links, so I will get a small portion of the profits if you use my link to buy the product, but it will not affect you in any way. I love you guys so much, and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye!